The world of sports never stops jumping and running, shooting and hitting, winning and losing. Occasionally, this chaos of constant action brings a moment that lingers forever, like the taste of perfect filet mignon. The most memorable involve competitive struggles that carry tinges of social significance: Billie Jean King versus Bobby Riggs, the Dodgers versus the Astros drummer, Lance Armstrong versus the Truth. One such moment was March 8, 1971, 50 years ago today. Into a boxing ring in Madison Square Garden stepped two men who had never lost a fight, had no intention of losing one that night, and who had storylines that played into the anger and divisions of a time of war in Vietnam and a Richard Nixon presidency. Muhammad Ali, 31-0, would fight Joe Frazier, 26-0. It was a time when boxing mattered, when it often shoved aside the likes of pro football and pro basketball for prime space on newspaper sports pages. The minute the two signed on to do battle, it became the fight of the century. The hyperbole was justified, the label accepted to this day. Ali was the star, as much for what he had done outside the ring as in it. He won an Olympic gold medal in Rome in 1960, bounced off the top rung of the victory podium and never stopped moving, or talking. He changed his name from Cassius Clay, told the world that "I float like a butterfly and sting like a bee," and won his first 2 pro fights before that Olympic year ended. When he beat the feared Sonny Liston twice a few years later, the sports world stood up and took notice. Then, in 1967, when called to step forward to serve as a soldier in the Vietnam War, he refused. His draft status had been changed from 1Y, not fit for military duty for failure of written tests, to 1A, the first group drafted. When Ali got the news of his draft status change, he was training for a fight in Miami. Local broadcaster Bob Halloran, who went on to become a casino executive in Las Vegas, rushed to Ali's house to confirm and get a scoop. He made sure to disable all the phones in the house to keep the scoop for himself, no cell phones in those days, and was the first to hear Ali say, "I got no quarrel with them Viet Cong." Frazier was the son, and 12th child, of a one-armed South Carolina sharecropper. He worked the fields with his family, once breaking his left arm chasing a 300-pound pig. According to a book written by Jerry Izenberg, once there were giants, the golden age of heavyweight boxing, that's where Frazier acquired his huge left hook. There were no medical facilities to treat the fracture, so Frazier worked hard to strengthen it as it healed on its own. He left South Carolina after seeing the beating of a fellow worker by a plantation owner and knowing that being a witness put him in danger. He ended up in Philadelphia, a city full of boxing gyms. Frazier won the next Olympic gold, taking the Olympic title in Tokyo in 1964.